Hello, you lovely ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mangs, and today I am very proud to announce that I've hit a big milestone in my competitive Advanced Wars play. I recently hit an MMR rating of 1200. And I'm very, very happy about that. I've been working really hard to try and get my rating up. For those of you who don't know the rating system, it's the same ELO system that they use in chess. 1200, it does put me in the top 5% of the world's players. Sounds a lot better than it is, really. I still don't consider myself very good. So it's, I'm very happy about this milestone, but I still have a long way to go. And, as with any competitive sport, the higher you climb, the bigger you realize the mountain is, right? So the more you think you learn, the more you learn how little you truly know about the game and how big the skill ceiling of this game is. And to show you just how insane the skill ceiling is, I thought I'd borrow a little bit of an idea that D just did on his channel in challenging someone way better, but giving yourself a handicap. So in this video, I am challenging the guy who currently sits at number 1 on the all-time scoreboard, Inkugark. He recently passed Go 7 in rating, and he is now rated the number 1 Advanced Wars player in the world, which is terrific. He's also Norwegian, so representing our country, a Norwegian person on the top 1 scoreboard of Advanced Wars, that makes me very happy. You may remember Inkugark. He was part of the Grandmasters live tournament that me and D just hosted a little while back. He didn't do terribly well in that because that was a live tournament that emphasizes fast play, and Inkugark is known for taking his sweet time. He is a very slow player. When I played against him, he would sometimes spend 4 to 5 days thinking out his moves. It was absolutely insane. I really tried to bring my best in this match, but I didn't take 4 to 5 days thinking on my moves. I don't have that kind of patience. But Inkugark is a fantastic player. He's so calculated. All of his moves are just perfect. He loves using artillery as one of his favorite units. So, but here I am challenging Inkugark, but to make the match a little bit more fair, I have given myself a bit of a handicap. So, as you know, in Advanced Wars by Web, we have tier lists. And the tier lists dictate what COs you can and cannot pick for competitive matchups. So, if it's a tier 2 match, then both players should choose a tier 2 CO. You can pick lower tiers if you want, but that is very rarely done. So what me and Inkugark agreed on was that he would play a tier 4 CO and I could get to play a tier 2 CO. So that's a 2-tier disadvantage. That is a big handicap, ladies and gentlemen. That is not an easy matchup, even for some of the world's best Advanced Wars players. Initially, we were planning maybe tier 1 versus tier 4, but even Inkugark said that would probably be a bit too much. So we settled on a tier 2 versus tier 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how one of the world's best Advanced Wars players fare, or let's see how I fare against one of the world's best Advanced Wars players if I get to play at a handicap. So let's talk about our CO picks really quick here. So, not very surprisingly, Inkugark decided to go with Jake. He is an artillery lover. He loves his artillery, so I was not surprised to see him pick Jake here. Of course, Jake has some of the best artillery play in tier 4 because his powers increase a range of land indirects, which is really strong. He is a really terrifying superpower in Block Rock, which grants him a huge pushing tool. And of course, this map that we're playing on does have some plain tiles. I decided to go with Olaf. I was contemplating Max, because Max is pretty strong on this map right here, but I wanted global damage facing one of the world's best players, because Olaf, of course, he's a stall CO. The longer the match goes on, the stronger he becomes. And in particular, tier 4 COs really struggle dealing with global damage. They don't really have a good response to it. So I figured that if I could just play Olaf, I could just kind of stall my way to a victory, just pop Winter Fury after Winter Fury, and just grind Inkugark's forces down. So that's why I picked Olaf. I will say, though, on this map that we're currently playing on, it's a Global League map. The name kind of escapes me right now, but it is currently active in the Global League map pool, and it is a pretty good map. I'll link it in the video description if you want to go check it out. And I will say that it may not be the best Olaf map because, for one, there's only 2 bases. You got 2 bases. You do have airports on this map, and Olaf does have really good battlecopters because when he makes it snow, he slows down the enemy battlecopters and anti-air, making it very hard for them to catch him. Also, it's not easy to repair your air units. You have to pull them back to the airport to repair them. So every Winter Fury will pretty much permanently ruin 20% of your opponent's air force, which means that you will slowly get an advantage. So Olaf really, really strong on battlecopter maps. So, but I will say there are some shoals here, lots of roads and properties. So snow doesn't slow down your opponent as much as you might think. It's also not a huge map. Like Olaf likes a big map, preferably 3 bases and onwards, because that way he can kind of just like stall his way to a victory and just grind his opponent's army down bit by bit. So, looking back at this, probably would have been smarter for me to pick Max, but I wasn't really confident in my play enough. I was like, okay, well, if I'm going up against the world's best Advanced Wars player, I want some global damage on my side, so I can just, like, click the button and maybe win that way. But, yeah, looking back on it, maybe not the best choice. But Inkygarg is Jake, and again, like, you will see, his artillery play this match, absolutely freaking impeccable. Like, there is nothing like watching one of the world's best Advanced Wars players play. It is absolutely marvelous. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get started, shall we? So, both players going for infantry early on, and your early build order will actually dictate a lot about how this match goes. So I was informed prior to starting this match that rushing the airport and actually skipping a property is the way to go, because you want to get a battlecopter out early on this map. You can see the mountains right here. There are so many ways for a battlecopter to hide behind the mountains. Like if you have an anti-air here, you just swoop over this mountain or over this mountain. You have like 2 mountain ranges in short succession. So a battlecopter can dart either which way, making them incredibly good. So I'm going straight for the airport. Now, Inkygarg did something very interesting, which I'm going to show you guys. I was very surprised about that too. So he actually decides to go, I thought he was going to go and get this property right here. But as you can see right here, I go for the property, and I skip this base, or skip this city, and I go for the airport with the intention of getting a quick battlecopter out. Okay, Inkygarg did actually go for this property right here, but he'll do something very interesting with this infantry, which you'll see next turn. So he too obviously goes for his airports, but he actually didn't skip his city. He decided to go for the city and actually not rush the airport. But I do decide to go for my airport. And Inkygarg starts capping, and then, look at that, he skips this city to go over here. So he intends to take this city from me, which I thought was very, very weird. I have never seen anyone do this before. This is my city, it's on my side of the map, and yet he property skipped to go straight for it. So I remember when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, what is he planning to do? This is really interesting. This is a guy who thinks like 10 moves ahead, by the way, so there's a purpose behind every one of his moves. So, and there you go, like already building his first artillery. You will see a lot of artillery in this match. If you want to see a good example of how a pro player utilizes artillery, you need look no further than Inkygarg. Just look at some of his matches. This guy positions his artillery with like absolutely perfectly. It's beautiful to watch. So to anyone saying, oh, artillery bad in Advanced Wars, yeah, just go watch some of Inkygarg's games, like this one. So, I'm just building infantry because I'm saving up for battlecopters, as you can see right here. That's 7,000 in the bank, 10,000 income. I can get a battlecopter and some infantry out next turn. And yeah, Inkygarg just he's like, okay, I don't care that you're getting a battlecopter out. I'm going to take your city. So, he just goes for it. And I just remember thinking, man, this guy's cocky. Jesus Christ. He's just going for it. Moving his artillery forward. There are so many base locks, or so many property locks, or city locks, I guess you should say, that you can pull off with artillery on this map. It is actually pretty scary. He's already going for the city right here, and he has an artillery to back it up. So you can see Inkygarg playing very aggressively. He knows that he cannot stall his way to a victory. He's up against the stalliest stally CO in tier 2. So he has to be aggressive early on if he plans to win this. He can't just sit and wait. But here comes the battlecopter. And already, I won't be able to interrupt the city, but I will be able to damage the infantry at the very least. So yeah, and I move my infantry down here. I don't think he's gonna capture here. I was a little bit surprised to see him move over here, but I think he just wants to deny me the city, because of course every city that he can deny is going to be helpful. So Inkygarg's turn rolls in. He continues capturing his properties, sets his artillery up, and you can already see like, yeah. it's going to be really hard for me to get the city now. And what am I realistically going to do? Well, I can bring down my battlecopter, of course, but it's not quite in position yet. But he finishes capping my city, locks down another one of my cities, and here you'll see me commit a classic Mang's cardinal sin that sadly I still do from time to time. I attack with the battlecopter before I cap my comm tower. I was so angry at this. You guys, I swear to God, I spent like at least 20 minutes planning out every single one of my turns in the early game, and yet I still managed to do this. I was so annoyed. So I don't know if it would have made a difference. Maybe it would have made this infantry go down to 4 HP instead of 5. So a little bit annoying, but oh well. It's a small mistake, but small mistakes can get you punished pretty hard against a professional player. So here I bring out my first tank. Obviously I see that he's going anti-air. That makes sense. I have a battlecopter. He has an artillery, so I need to get out some tanks. And yeah, both players, he moves back, moves his anti-air into position. So notice how he didn't move his anti-air on the side. This is something that a weaker player might have done that. Like a less experienced player might have moved his anti-air over here, but no, Incugork moves his anti-air over here because he only needs to guard this infantry right here, and in case my battlecopter swoops into the middle, he needs to actually have it ready to defend. So now he has an anti-air to defend against my battlecopter. He has an artillery in position, so he's in a pretty good position right now. Builds tanks, and he's setting up his wall in the center. So yeah, there's no way I'm getting this city. Not for a while, at least, as long as this artillery sits there. Also notice it's on planes, so it's planes boosted. So with the comm tower, that means the artillery has 20% increased firepower, so that's about as much as baseline grit has. So that's a very scary artillery. Keep in mind it also gets extra range. So I do move my tank in here. I do have a battlecopter, I have a tank. I do want to start applying some pressure. This infantry can be killed by 2 infantry of my own, and then I can take out the artillery. And against the Jake player, I definitely would sack a tank to take out our artillery. But, you know, I move my battlecopter into the center. I kind of want to place pressure on his anti-air here. If he moves into the center, I'll move my battlecopter back and start harassing him. I also could have moved my battlecopter over here and like attempted to harass his infantry. That's certainly a possibility, but I really didn't want to let Incugork build up an artillery line in the center, so I just decided to pull everything into the center and like just try to rush him. So, but I built another battlecopter. You'll see a lot of battlecopters in this map. This map is just battlecopter heaven. So I figured, you know, yeah, let's just get as many battlecopter out as we humanly can. It is going to be incredibly important. And yeah, I also built a recon here. The reasoning behind the recon was I couldn't really afford a tank with the battlecopter, but I wanted some more vehicles. And recons can be nice for breaking infantry walls. So I figured, you know, also, in addition to having, like, I could put it into the center, help out to break through in the center here, but I also wanted the option to send it over to the right-hand side and harass the infantry on this side, because there's a nice little road right here, which takes the recon all the way down here, and it pretty much forces Incugork to build either a battlecopter or a tank and send it to the right, which lessens the pressure in the middle. So I figured, you know what, I'll send this recon down here, threaten him a little bit. Of course, you know, against a player like Incugork, that's not really going to rattle him. But I figured, you know, I gotta try and do something. I can't just sit passively by. I gotta make things happen here. So again, he moves his artillery onto the city right here. Basically, he's saying, you know, if you wanna try and attack this artillery with the battlecopter, I'll just kill it with the anti-air. So he's very confident in his artillery placement right here. Also, not letting me take this this city. He's guarding it very well. He has the anti-air. Like his anti-air always serve multiple purposes. You know, this is something I've noticed with his units always serve multiple purposes. You know, this anti-air, it's guarding all of his units against my battlecopters, but it is also guarding the property in case I try to take it from him. So he always tries to make sure that his units serve more than one purpose, which is the hallmarks of a really, really strong player. So day 9 rolls in. Right now I think we're pretty equal in the capture game. He does have that one property over me, so eventually he's going to have an income lead. And here, you know, he did move his artillery back, which allows me to get this city, finally. He really had no choice to do this because I was threatening the center so much. I would have been able to break through and kill the artillery if he didn't do this. So, but he still denied it for like a good 2 to 3 days. It's still a pretty good play by him. And here I move my battlecopter down here. This is mostly just to... I want to try and bait up more anti-air so he doesn't get more artillery and tanks. So I know he has a battlecopter over here. The reason why I put the battlecopter here, obviously, it's out of range of the anti-air. It limits the space at which his battlecopter can move, because, of course, I can strike his battlecopter. He can build another battlecopter, of course. But, you know, I just wanted to be a little annoying. Place the battlecopter here, you know, make him sweat a little bit. I don't think I made him sweat. I think he was pretty calm. But, you know, I figured you gotta allow yourself to be a little ballsy, even when you go up against top-rated players, you know? I think a problem that a lot of people have when they face someone much better than themselves is they almost get paralyzed, you know? They get, oh my god, I need to play safe, you know? I can't be reckless, you know? Oh, I need to pull back and be careful, like, he's so good, he's gonna punish me no matter what I do. That kind of mindset can defeat you before the map even begins. You gotta allow yourself to have some balls, even when going up against a really good player. At least that's I mean, maybe it's the worst idea ever, but, you know, I really do believe that. I can't just sit back and be passive. I gotta try and make things happen, at least, even though he probably will have a good counterplay to everything that I do. But I build out a third battlecopter. I want to get as many battlecopters out as I possibly can in this match. They are absolutely fantastic. Once that Winter Fury hits, I will slow down his artillery and battlecopters to an absolute crawl. So... But he moves his battlecopters in, and yeah, he just goes, okay, yeah, you want to hit my battlecopter? I'll hit your battlecopter. I'm okay with trading battlecopters. I'm completely fine with that. So, and it's planes boosted battlecopter too, so it has slightly more firepower. So I'm going to take a little bit more damage on the counterattacks. It's going to be a bad trade for me overall. So yeah, I should have known he would do that. It's a pretty good play. He now sends his tank over to the right-hand side because, you know, like he wants to try and ward away this aggression right here. And artillery goes back. He just creates a wall. Like, this is one thing you'll notice with Inkugark's defenses. Like, his defenses are rock solid. There is no breaking through his defenses. Like, every single one of his units is placed with purpose. His artillery positioning is perfect. I mean, it might not be perfect. Maybe a better player, like one of the world's best player would have been able to see a way through, but I certainly was not. I just couldn't see an attack path through his defenses. It was just completely impenetrable. So, yeah, so I move my battlecopter in here, using the pipeline to shield it from this battlecopter right here. So this battlecopter cannot, this battlecopter cannot reach mine now. So using a bit of an infantry wall there, and, you know, just inching my wall forward. Again, as I said, even though I said I wouldn't want to be very passive, I also don't need to be hyper aggressive because, again, global damage, time is on my side. So I'm happy to build up a wall and kind of just slowly inch it forward. So, yeah, he takes a free infantry here, and honestly, why wouldn't he? So this is like, again, this is just a mistake on my end. You see, my wall is not really good because you see this tank right here that I sent over to this side to try and take the city. It's no longer guarding this spot, and Inkugark sees this immediately, so he's like, nom 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 nom. Eat a free unit. Sure, why not? And yeah, takes another shot with his infantry because why not? He has an artillery that is now perfectly plonked down in the city. How am I going to break through here? I can't. So again, like little mistakes like that, he'll just eat up a free infantry right away. Moves his battlecopter into the center as well. He's starting to build up a pretty scary attack force in the center right here. I need to pull my forces together to actually deal with this. I'm also not building any artillery because I can't really out-artillery Jake, but I probably should have built one early on, but I have to build some anti-air now because there's starting to be a lot of battlecopters in the field, and I can't beat Jake in a straight-out battlecopter fight, so I need some anti-air to support my forces. So I also need some tanks. 2-base maps, they're not great for Olaf, but, you know, I really would have liked a 3-base map, but hey. So here I move this tank down here, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to try and eventually, I need to grab this property, like he's defending it so well. I'm moving this tank down here with the intent of maybe threatening this artillery a little bit, you know. I do have some forces here, I have battlecopters everywhere. If he doesn't play well, then there could be a hole in his defenses where I could smash through here, attack his artillery, use my battlecopters to strike through. These anti-airs, they're not super mobile in this region. Lots of forest here slowing them down. But of course, you know, a player like Inkugark is not going to make those basic mistakes. But again, I wanted to try and attack him at the very least. But here, I'm very scared. In the center here, I'm super scared. You know, like you see, there's tanks, there's anti-air, infantry. I'm moving back here. And moving back with my battlecopters as well. I'm really scared that he's going to try to do a super push here. So, but I'm prepping my battlecopters and keeping them available, keeping them on standby. You see, they're everywhere. Like, see how powerful these battlecopters are. If I want to, I can send them over here to start harassing infantry. But again, I was very scared of his central force right here. So, and already you can see right now he's up a little bit in income. He eats another free infantry. Again, you can see here, like, the moment he sees a chance to eat a free dude, he eats the free dude. Like, there's no repercussions for him doing this. So that's another infantry that he just gobbles up. So again, you can see my walls are not as good as his. There are flaws in my walls, and every time he sees a little bit of a weakness, he chips away at that wall, and then he pulls back. You know, earning tiny little victories here and there. So in comes the artillery, or sorry, the anti-air, and now he starts capping the city as well, because he has the artillery backing him up. It's on a shoal, so he doesn't get the boosts. Would have been better to maybe have it here, but again, that would have left it vulnerable to this battlecopter. So again, like, look at this. Look at this formation right here. How am I supposed to attack this? So, yeah, now he's starting to get real aggressive in the center here. He's moving in fast. And of course, what's so scary about Jake is that the moment he gets his power, boom, this artillery suddenly covers like 30%, 33% more ground. Like, it becomes so scary. So attacking into Jake is always incredibly nerve-wracking, because suddenly his artillery just becomes so devastating. So here I'm like, okay, I can't let him get this city. I know he's going to blast away my infantry, but okay, so since I already moved into range of his artillery, I might as well move in with all my units, because like, this artillery will destroy one of my infantry anyway, so I might as well take other shots while I can. But I do move my battlecopters. I try to move them around his flanks to see if I can get some attacks in. Moving my tank as well, and my anti-air. And here I actually built a neo-tank. So I noticed that I had enough for a neo-tank. I would have to base skip, but I didn't join a unit together, I think. No, I did not. So I did actually base skip to get a neo-tank out here. Reason being is he's being very aggressive right now. I need a fast unit that can punch through and one-shot his units. I need wall-breaking capabilities, which is something Olaf is not great at, unless he gets Winter Fury, because of course he doesn't have any firepower. Max could do this much easier, but I'm not playing Max, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a Neo-Tank, because the Neo-Tank can threaten this tank, and then I can maybe punch through here and put an end to this attack. So yeah, I did base skip out an infantry, but at the same time, I felt like it was warranted. So, but let's see what Inkegark decides to do with this. So, yeah, he just takes a shot at my infantry, gobbles up another. Yeah, that's like 3 or 4 free infantry that he's gobbled up right now. Yeah, five free infantry, just gobble. He's just gobbling them up, placing his anti-air. Anti-air is being guarded here. There is... No, I cannot kill this infantry because this pipeline is guarding it. So again, you see, there is no way through here. Just no way through this wall. And he's moving his battle code. He was very insistent here. Like, he's not scared by that Neo-Tank at all. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep attacking you. That's okay. Bring your Neo-Tank. Meanwhile, I am moving down like a small force here on the right-hand side to try and make something happen. Again, he has battlecopters. They can very easily come to reinforce. So I don't really think... honestly, I don't really know why I was so insistent on trying to attack him here. These infantry should have been here. Like, this is a middle. You can see everything is happening in the middle here. So, yeah, that was a lot of forces just sitting around doing nothing here. So here, I decided to do something. This was a big gamble on my end. I played around with the move planner for about half an hour, and I came to the conclusion that I actually can destroy this tank if I roll max luck. Well, not max luck. I think I calculated I had about a 40% chance of success. 40 to 50% chance of success. So I start attacking with my 1 HP infantry. I attack with my 5 HP infantry. And then the Neo-Tank comes in. Boom, gets the kill. So, just to give you guys a little bit of an example of what I needed to do here, I'm pretty sure this Neo-Tank, I think it dealt like 90 to 98% or something like that. I don't have the damage calculator available in the in this replay viewer. I don't know if that's actually a thing. If someone knows if there is a damage calculator available in the replay viewer, I'd really like to see it. But I think, if I remember correctly, this tank would do like something along the lines of 90 to 99. So that means that I needed at least a couple percentage points from these weakened infantry right here, and then a high roll on the Neo-Tank. And I decided to go for it. So I attack with the 1 HP infantry, I attack with the 5 HP infantry, and I cross my fingers and I'm like, please roll high enough. And it ended up being enough, so I was very happy to see that. That allows me to go and take his artillery out. Boom, at 2 HP artillery. I was very happy about this. I even go for an attack on his anti-air, because why the hell not? Moving with my recon as well. So here, I was very, very happy about this defense right here. Little bit of a luck. I don't think Inkugark necessarily expected me to take the gamble, but I did because I'm crazy and I love gambling. So, and now I'm also applying pressure to this to the city right here, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna see if I can make something happen here, you know. So, yeah, I felt pretty good about this turn. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's possible to beat this guy after all, you know. Maybe I'm better than I thought. So I don't know what that infantry was doing. Yeah, again, now I'm moving some of my infantry into the center here because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not going to get any of these properties. I might as well move them into the center. So Inkugark's turn rolls in. I've taken out his artillery. I'm very happy about that. But here, I do make another big mistake. I just sack a tank, and for no reason. So boom, he just gobbles up a free tank here. Don't really know what I did. I don't really know what I was thinking here, honestly. I think I felt really good about the counterattack because I felt cocky and pushing forward. But against a player like Inkugark, he'll punish every single mistake you make. And yeah, this is a big mistake. This is a free tank that I just gave him. Boom. So yeah, that was stupid. Don't know why I did that. Should have not done that. But yeah, no, he's feeling confident. Like, he's not pulling back with most of his forces. He's just, you know, he keeps taking the free units whenever he can get them. The Neo-Tank that I have doesn't seem to intimidate him all that much. He just keeps pressing his attack. Joins his infantry together to strengthen his wall. Comes in with the battlecopter in the center. Yeah, both players can build a crap ton of battlecopters right here. And 2 more artillery. Yeah, Inkugark loves his artillery. They're his favorite units for a reason. But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep gobble up. That's a free tank. Nom 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 nom. I'm going to get that. Okay, I do know he has battlecopters, but I'm coming in with battlecopters of my own. Gets a good shot in here. And here I see that my Winter Fury is almost ready. And I'm like, is there any way I can get it? I wonder. Is there any way I can get it before he gets his block rock? That'd be kind of nice. So, I remember looking at this and I'm like, it'd be really good to get my Winter Fury now. Let's see if I can get it. I don't think I end up getting it this turn. But his block rock is almost done. I was very worried that he'd try a massive push here. So I was like, you know, he's very close to getting his super. He could sack a few units and just do a devastating push. So I really like try and wall up my battlecopters behind my anti-air and what have you. He doesn't have many tanks on the front lines, and the one tank he does have is kind of out of position, so I wasn't confident in his ability to like break through my anti-air, but you never know. So, but you know, he continues to gobble up free dudes. I really gave him a lot of free units in this battle. I think I was a little too confident in my global damage. He gets my battlecopter here, and at this point I remember thinking like, yeah, he's probably not activating Blockrock, is he? So he's going to give me my Winter Fury before his Blockrock comes in, which is interesting. And that's very good news for me, of course, because if you as Olaf can pop your Winter Fury before your opponent gets your super, then that's really good. But yeah, he's expecting the Winter Fury, he's boxing, he's even joining infantry together to strengthen his wall. And again, these 3 infantry just sitting around here doing nothing. I guess they drew the attention of a battlecopter, but still, I really would have liked to have those 3 infantry units in the center of my army instead of on the side. Of course, you could argue that he also has 3 infantry here to guard them, so maybe it's not all bad. But yeah, here, boom, I sack a battlecopter immediately. Dunk. Pop Winter Fury. 2 global damage to his entire army. So that's a big value equalizer right there, as you can see right here. It was doing better than me, but boom, that Winter Fury just equalized the playing field. And of course, slows him down to a crawl, which is why global damage is so incredibly good. So I was very happy about that. Decided to push my luck a little bit with this infantry, mostly just to keep his battlecopters engaged. But I'm moving my forces into the center. Still have my Neo-Tank, very happy about that. And I'm thinking, okay, she's surely not going to pop his powers next turn because, you know, it's snowing. Like, why would he pop his block rock when it snows? He hardly gets any movement out of it. But what does Inkugark does? Well, he has different plans, ladies and gentlemen. He pops his normal power, beatdown. And I'm like, oh. He's popping his normal. Why is he popping his normal? Well, I'll show you guys why he's popping his normal. So here, I think he tried a wall break. He tried to do a similar gamble to what I did. I don't think it completely paid off. But he tried it. But it's not like that's his only chance to wall break. He has another infantry as well, so not a bad move. But yeah, no, he's using his increased artillery range to just shell me through the snow here. Using his 1 HP battlecopter as a wall. Really well played. And I do have an anti-air coming down here to attack the flank. So he will need to pull a tank over to the right-hand side at some point. So yeah, pops a normal power and gets some pretty decent value out of it. And I just remember being very puzzled by that. But looking at his situation right now, I think it was the absolute right choice. He didn't need the movement boost of the block rock. He just needed some extra artillery range. And oh, that's really cool. The snow actually stops falling progressively. I like that a lot. So again, you can see we're pretty equal in value right now. He does have a massive unit lead over me though. But I get an anti-air here and I'm pretty happy about that. I really want to try and get the city again. Still have not been able to take it back. And here I get very, very aggressive. I'm like, okay, his units are weakened. He just popped his power. I'm going to attack him now. Let's see if I can kill some units. And I do wipe out a fair amount of units this turn. And I really want to try and apply the pressure to these two cities right here, because all of his artillery are over here. So I figured, you know what? I'll just attack the points which his artillery are not defending. But of course, what I didn't account for is the fact that, well, if Inkugark poked his normal power, that means he has power left to spare, and he's already there. Now, in case you don't know, there is a penalty for popping your power when it's charged over the usual. Your power will actually be 20% more expensive if you pop your normal power and you have more than you need. So you can see, even though his normal power is 3 stars and his super power is 6 stars, he doesn't exactly have his power. He has almost his power already, but all he needs is to crush a couple units and he'll get it. So yeah, I did not actually think about this when I played against him. I'm like, well, I'm out of range of his artillery and he just popped his power, so I guess the Neo-Tank is safe. Oh, little did I know, his B-Town is already available again. And now there is I guess the range doesn't display properly. It's a bit of a bug with the replay viewer, I guess. But this artillery is now planes boosted with extra range. And look at him. 2 battlecopters. Boom. My Neo-Tank dies. I was so upset. I was like, oh my goodness, this guy. This freaking guy. He was like 40 moves ahead of me. I was so upset. I didn't think he'd be able to kill my Neo-Tank there, but he did. And that Neo-Tank was pretty essential in defending, so now I'm in a very bad spot again. And look how much damage he did to me. I nearly have my superpower ready again. So yeah, that's how hard he pummeled me. He's going to get another Winter Fury before long. So here, my anti-air does come in, but he has a tank, so I guess at this point, I just want to drag more forces away from the center. I will get a city from him, though. I won't be able to hold it for long, but maybe for a couple of turns. I was like, you know, why not? Gotta do something with this infantry. And I move a tank down here to try and threaten his tank, but of course, he has battlecopters available, so it's just not really like there's a whole lot I can do about that. But still, I pull back because I see that he has a lot of forces, and that is kind of scary. So I build my very first artillery. I realize I need some artillery to defend against this. I can't build another Neo-Tank, and I need some proper artillery to defend against all this. So, yeah. So, but here, he moves his tanks. I mean, he has plenty of units to defend. His unit count is so much higher than mine, 27 to 21. I mean, that is absolutely insane. So, like, he has no problems pulling forces over it. Like, for me to go for a flank attack when I'm the one being outnumbered is not good, I think. So, and now he's pulling a lot of forces over to the right here to defend against this. Like, this tank is going to be completely useless against these 2 battlecopters right now. They're not going to be able to do anything. So, yeah, he moves in. He's moving all of his forces over to the left, which is smart. These are the 2 cities that he wants to defend. And his artillery placement, again, it's so impeccable. Like, what the hell am I going to do against this? Like, just look at this. It is impossible for me to break through here. His formation is perfect. I mean, I could move the tank down, try and kill this with a high roll, and then move the battlecopter, but it just gets shot down. So, again, every single one of his units are defending perfectly here. So here I'm pulling my forces back a little bit. Placing the anti-air here, guess was a little bit ambitious. I felt that maybe he wouldn't try to go for the tank against my anti-air, but I do think he can because he's Jake. But I'm moving some battlecopters down here again now, just, again, trying my strategy of just swooping around with the battlecopters to try and find holes in his defenses. But he does have this pipeline right here, which defends his units really well. So it's a really strong piece of terrain, like a no-fly zone, effectively. So, but again, I'm just setting up a wall right here. Both players just walling each other. My Winter Fury is almost ready again. So even though I am still pretty behind, I felt pretty good about the fact that I nearly have my Winter Fury active again, but then I see that I just gave him a free city, and again, this is just incredibly annoying. You know, there's nothing I can do to really interrupt that. I don't have a single unit in range, so again, Inkugark, I felt like he was just slowly chipping my armor off piece by piece. You know, the moment he saw a weak spot, he just chip, 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 chip. It was like a death by 1,000 cuts. Like, when you go up against the Grandmaster, you expect them to, like, just swoop you in, like, one fell blow, like, boom, just, like, crush you completely. But Inkugark was like, chip, 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 you know? Like, little by little, I just get grinded down. Which is, you know, absolutely the proper way to approach a global damage CO when you're playing at a disadvantage like he's doing right now. So, but yeah, now he's moving his battlecopters in. Again, he's going to get this city now, which is going to put him even further ahead. I am equalized with his income right now, 19,000 to 19,000, but he will take the city back. There's no way I can hold it, so I don't really know what I'm doing right here with these forces. These forces should be in the center here. So, but yeah, no, he's just keeps playing defense, keeps strengthening his position, building up his forces. He's ahead. So now I'm deciding to try and like maybe take this city, but it's probably not going to work out well. I decide to attack his infantry here to slow down his capture game. Of course, he has another healthy infantry over here, so I don't really know what that is going to do. He didn't go for my Empire, but I do place my tank here, which I'm not a big fan of this move. He has tanks. He has 2 tanks, so he can take it down very easily. And they will get planes boosted firepower too, so I don't really know why I thought this tank would be healthy here. I shouldn't have moved it in. I do have another tank here. I guess that's why I felt confident in doing it, but it's not gonna work. Like he will beat me back on this right flank here no matter what I do. So, but here I keep bringing in more battlecopters, and here I actually, this is actually deliberate, okay? I know you guys, oh my god, you're sucking a battlecopter, man? Yeah, I'm actually sucking a battlecopter, so this is actually very deliberate on my part. I placed the battlecopter here to draw his Antire out, kill my battlecopter, pop a Winter Fury. I realized that the longer this match goes on, you know, I did say the time was on my time, and it is, but also, the bigger and more complicated the battlefield gets, the more Inkugark will stomp me, because he's way better than me. So the more units each player has to work with, the more complicated the battlefield will become. And he's better at me in complicated scenarios. I mean, he's better at me in anything related to advanced force. So I actually placed this battlecopter here to lure in his Antire, so that I force him to attack and then attack into a Winter Fury. So I was wondering if he was going to take the bait, because I was very deliberately just throwing a battlecopter at him now. Maybe not the best decision to make, but I was kind of getting desperate. The army was building up very big, and I was like, I want my global damage. So yeah, he does take the bait. He goes for my battlecopter, and I placed my Antire in range of his tank as well. That was a horrible placement. Oh my god, what am I doing? So yeah, that was completely unnecessary because he stomped me on the right flank anyway. So yeah, again, there's no excuse for this. Just bad play on my part, really. But of course, I do have my Winter Fury ready now, but look at his defenses. Like, they are so well put together. Even with the 2 HP global damage, you're not really going to attack into this one, so... Day 20 rolls in, my Winter Fury, second Winter Fury comes in. You can see the value ticks down from him right there. Damn, but he's still ahead. Still 20,000 ahead even after Winter Fury. I do get some decent shot on his battlecopters, kill both of them. And I do get a nice little attack in here with the Antire, but I am attacking into artillery though. That's not good. We've seen what Inkugark does in the past. So here I place my artillery here. Put my battlecopter in range. If he attacks me with the Antire, I'm going to shell it next turn. I'm figuring every Antire I can kill is a victory for me because my battlecopters are pretty essential here. And I build another battlecopter, block it off with this tank so that he can't reach it. And yeah, I continue to move forward. And what does Inkugark do? Well, he does his, I can absolutely tell you, he'll do his trademark little move here. Pops his normal power again to get that artillery range. Boom. And yeah, this really hurts to watch. Oh my god, this guy plays so well. So he comes in, my Antire are now dead. Doesn't matter that he gets reduced movement in the snow. He gets to make every engagement that he wants to make anyway. So he just completely crushes me. I mean, this is just humiliating to watch, like the level of his play. So incredibly good. I mean, just look at this. 2 Winter Furies in and he's still ahead. His play is just so good. I mean, not, you know, he's clearly a good player, but I'm also a bad player. Like, looking at my play here, I don't really know what I was thinking at certain points during this match. Like, I was just hell-bent. Like, here, I'm just like, at this point, I'm tilted. I'm like, god damn it, I popped 2 Winter Furies, and this guy still had 2 tiers below me. I'm just gonna keep attacking him now. I'm angry. I'm not gonna let this stand. You know, this guy's just toying with me at this point, and it's pissing me off. So I just decided to like attack him, even though at this point probably lost. Yeah, just move my tank into his artillery range. At this point, it is pretty much GG. you're not going to come back from this. At this point, the Winter Fury will start to hit a diminishing returns point where it's just too expensive to be popped. He takes out my Battlecopter, doesn't even care. You know, doesn't even care. Moves in his artillery. He's defending perfectly over on the left-hand side here. Even gets a hit in with his tank right here. And yeah, just there is no piercing these defenses right here. I do believe yeah, there we go. Build Missile Chan, pop Blizzard. It's a bit of a honorary salute to Inkugark and his insane play, and then I resign. So, yeah, I mean, I played badly in this match. Like, looking at it, I was definitely not proud of my play at certain points. I tried really hard, and then towards the end of the match, I just started tilting and throwing. But, like, looking at Inkugark playing, it really makes me appreciate just the insane skill ceiling of this game and how much better it is possible to get. And I still don't believe, by the way, I believe that the Advanced Force meta and the skill ceiling is still continuing to rise. I think every year people get better and better and better at this game. Similar to chess, I don't think the skill ceiling has been hit by any player yet. I think people will continue to figure out this game. The metagame will continue to evolve. People will just continue to improve. And yeah, absolutely, my hat off to you, Inkugark. You are an insanely good player and definitely worthy of being ranked #1 on the scoreboard right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this match. Did you enjoy it? Did you think I sucked? roast me in the comment section below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.